Hey Mitch.
Oh, hey, Ed?
Yeah. How you doing? I'm so excited about today's topic.
Why are you dressed like a giant gorilla, Ed?
Well, because we're doing Kong 70,000 BC. Didn't
Oh,
you?
no, Ed, you got to read these things closer, not Kong 70,000 BC, Korg 70,000 BC, Korg with an R, not an Kong.
What, like the keyboard? No, it's Kong. It's Kong. I've got the costume. I'm dressed up. I'm all
No,
ready. I've
no,
booked.
no, 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 no. Dude, this is a total misunderstanding.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. We're
Uh,
doing Korg, Saturday morning classic TV,
but I
from the 70s.
I've booked a special guest.
Well, you're gonna have to cancel it, Ed. I don't know what to
Uh,
tell you. We're not
uh
doing Kong 70,000 BC. That's stupid. Whoever
well,
heard of Kong 70,000 BC?
do you want to tell him?
Oh, not again.
Let's just start the show. Hi, this is Ed Dollister.
This is Mitch Halleck.
And welcome to another exciting episode of Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure. If it's the first time here, thanks so much for joining us. If you are a regular viewer, thanks for coming back. We appreciate it. Mitch, before we delve thousands of years into the past, can you tell us a little bit about what we do here at the show?
Oh, Ed is easy as walking around and butting heads with Neanderthals. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, and you will follow Ed and I as we go back into the past to talk about movies, TV, toys, and so much more right here on Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure on YouTube. That's how you do it. And
That's right.
speaking of doing it, this time you've even scraped my brain cells with today's topic because I, for the life of me, have no memory of this show.
That's all right. And I don't think a lot of people do. It's Korg 70,000 BC. It was produced by Hanna-Barbera. It was produced in 1974. It only ran for 19 episodes. I
Oof.
have, I don't know if I've got fond memories of it, but I remember watching this show. It was on, in America, it was on Saturday mornings. They were trying to do educational but entertainment or edutainment
Edutainment,
programs.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
was, like in conjunction with the Museum of Natural History, they had all these science, correct science at the time. So they were doing that. There was another show at the same time called These Were the Days, which was an animated cartoon series, which was sort of like an animated version of the Waltons. And they also did Devlin, the cartoon show about the stunt
The
driver.
Stuntman. Now, Devlin, I knew about. I've heard of Devlin, but
So
these
these
other
were
ones,
all sort of more mature, not mature, but
yeah,
more educational,
yeah.
I suppose more truer to life storylines and things like that.
That's
All
why I was
three
watching
episodes.
Scooby Doo. I was watching Scooby Doo. I
No,
mean, honestly, I gotta
and
go.
that's why it didn't last. That's why
No, I
it
was
got
like,
axed.
was it on ABC or CBS or NBC? Do you know?
I'm not sure all
Okay.
I know is on Channel 9 here in Australia.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was on Channel 9. And what I just remember it because they had remember Animals, Animals, Animals with Hal.
Yeah, that I remember. Yeah.
Okay, so they'd have that on, and then it was Korg 70,000
Oh, I
BC.
see. I see. Because here there was a show called The Big Blue Marble with Hal Linden from Barney Miller fame. And it was like a science show. And it would be like a half hour, like a kid's version of Cosmos, the Carl
Yes.
Sagan show. And
Yep.
he'd come on and he'd talk about natural wonders in the earth and volcanoes. And I do believe this Korg 70,000 BC, it was probably on ABC, which
Yep.
was more live action shows. They had a lot of live action. They had the Sid and Marty Krofft Super Show, which was
Hmm.
on. That's what this reminded me of when you sent me a clip to it, and I'm like, oh, it's Bigfoot and Wild Boy, but more Wild Boy people, you know?
It was Jim Melinda who starred in the title role of Korg. You had his wife
Yeah,
Mara. You had a bunch of this family, this Neanderthal
yeah, yeah,
family, and you
yeah.
followed them around. And there was dialogue. I mean, I remembered it as just being no dialogue, but there was dialogue with the
Did they grunt and stuff,
no,
or
no,
was it
they were speaking English, but
really?
it was pretty limited because it was narrated by Burgess Meredith. Who
Oh,
So it gave it a bit of a like a documentary feel, and a lot of the shots look like. And I remember when I went to the Museum of Natural History, the
yeah,
main hall where they have like
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
dummies,
Early
with
man. Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like that, and it was quite exciting, quite interesting for something
Did
that
they
was
fight?
mainly
Did they fight saber-tooth tigers or woolly mammoth?
they have like animals. Obviously, there weren't dinosaurs around at that
Yeah,
time
right.
because that's not how it worked. But they did have
That's
the
how. That's the Flintstones. That's another
yes.
educational program.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Straight ripped out of the pages of history. But
Hanna Barbera. Yeah.
they did have like the huge tusked mammoth and things like that.
Oh, really?
And there were,
Investigating.
big cats. They weren't, saber-toothed tigers, but they
Was
were,
it? Was it?
modern day.
Was it animated? Was it stop motion like
No,
Land of the
they were
Lost?
all
No,
real.
really.
Yeah.
The only memory I have of this is a two-page ad in the comic books where they'd show the fall lineup of Saturday morning TV, and I remember seeing the logo,
Yes.
Korg, 70,000 BC, but I never knew what the hell that was beyond that. I swear it must have not been popular at the Halleck home on Saturday morning in 1974 because we did not watch it.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, as I said, it got axed after 1 year. It was critically acclaimed, like all those
Really?
series in there, Devlin and those were the days. Yeah, they had really good reviews,
Well, I know
but
there's a
they
lot
just
of
weren't
doctors.
popular.
There was doctors on the credits. I saw that. You sent me it was like Doctor something Clark and Doctor all these noted scientists and paleontologists and stuff like you said. It was a real it wasn't some guys in a room just making up stories about saber-tooth tigers. They were really looking at how life would have been. So yeah, I mean if you're a kid back in 1974, 75, yeah, this might have been your pathway to early man or something.
I
So
if you know what I mean. Yeah. If anyway, what it was did you know what? It was produced by
but yeah,
Fred
Fred Freiberger.
Freiberger. And you know
Yes,
what? He also produced the last season of Star Trek and also
the
the
bad
last
one.
season of Space
Yeah.
1999.
Fred Freiberger is not well liked back in the sci-fi community back at the time because when he used to go to conventions, he would be audibly booed on stage because they felt that once Gene Roddenberry and those folks walked away from Star Trek season 1 and 2,
Yeah.
that when he came on season 3, the show kind of got shoddy with scripts like
Yep.
Spock's Brain and some other weird stuff. But
Yep.
didn't he bring it? Was he the man behind Man from Atlantis, or I'm thinking of a different guy? Or is
I
that
don't
Herbert
know.
Solo?
But you know
You
what you
know,
can do? You can check out our Man from
Man from
Atlantis
Atlantis
episode,
episode.
one of our popular ones.
It is. It is.
And even though it only ran for 19 episodes, there was merchandise.
What?
There was
How?
merchandise. There was a Viewmaster reel,
Oh wow.
which you used to be able to watch on,
Yeah,
3D
the
Viewmaster, which was
three-dimensional
pretty
thing.
good.
Yeah.
There was a board game, of
Really?
course.
A
There
lunchbox?
was a lunchbox
No.
and
Korg
thermos.
had a lunchbox?
Yeah.
Wow.
And there was
Uh-oh.
comics.
No way. Korg comics.
So
Now, when I think of Korg, when you told me this, I think of the creature that was in the Thor movies, the rock creature. That's what I thought of as
is that
Korg.
Krang or is that
No,
Korg?
it's Korg,
Ah,
Korg. That's the Marvel Comics character who's voiced and acted by New
Taika
Zealand's own
Waititi.
Taiki Waititi. Yeah,
Yep.
maybe
But
maybe he got the name Korg from this.
look, he probably did. He's a child of the 70s as well.
He-
I would say that the comics sort of came out after the show got axed. I think they were obviously in production early.
yeah, it took
Through
about 3 months.
I
Yeah.
think it's through Charlton Comics, which is that near you.
Wait, Charlton Comics. That's my hometown comic book
There you go,
company in
see?
Durban, Connecticut. Oh yeah, they made the $6 Million Man, The Emergency, Space 1999. They made all those 70 shows.
And one thing I will say that while the show was based on, historical,
Yeah,
um, fact or whatever they could do at the time, the comics sort of tended to stray a little bit because have a look at that.
yeah.
That looks
That's
like
not.
a robot
I
alien to
think
meet
that's
with.
Neil Adams' cover. You don't know the famous Neil Adams.
So
Well, it's hard to make guttural sounding Neanderthals exciting in a comic book without,
yes.
like our show had.
True. Anyway, these are going for sale at Retro Archaeology if you want some Korg memorabilia.
Can
But
you get that with some shekels and some stones?
you
Shiny rocks,
can.
shiny rocks.
You
Yeah.
you can.
Was there, wait, was there Korg action figures?
No.
You know what? When I was a kid, there were these snap together model kits
Yes.
of prehistoric times. I remember getting a saber-toothed tiger that was stuck in a tar pit. There was a mastodon. There was a cavemen were in the early 70s. I mean,
Yes.
it was a
Land of the
thing.
Lost. You had
Land of the Lost, 1 million BC with Raquel Welch,
yep, you
and a
had all
bunch of
the Land Before Time or with Doug McClure, all those sort of
I was a teenage caveman. I think that was a thing.
really? Were you?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, and then there's Captain Caveman. I mean,
yes.
cavemen were huge.
Yeah.
What happened? Where's the caveman
We
craze when
we
you need it?
we evolved.
Oh,
So,
okay. That,
but you can get on I think Warner Brothers have got on that video print on
on
demand or
demand.
whatever. You
Yeah.
can get the complete series of Korg. It's out there. It's not on YouTube. There's not a lot on YouTube.
No, I
So
look. There's nothing. We are the only source for Korg material
I think
right
we
now.
are, apart from the opening credits and the closing credits. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
You know what else we've got? We've got lots of other obscure things on our how can you find out about that, Mitch?
Well, if obscurity has a name, it must be Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure right here on YouTube. All you got to do is Google things that no one's ever heard of, and you'll find us ready to talk about it. Whether it's the Philadelphia Experiment or some other poor movie like Damnation Alley or
Radioland Murders.
Radioland Murders, things that people don't even really think happen. If you're looking for a Mandela effect on video and movies, you come to the right place. Watch Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure. It'll feel like you've been hit in the head with a rock.
So signing off. This
Just
is
like
Ed Dollister.
this is Mitch Halleck.
And we'll see
That's
you
my
next
corporate
time.
name.
I liked it. Thanks for watching.
Cool.